Hi, I've got strength of a bear, but speed of a twink. Andrew, and this is Gayties Toys. Today on MIA 80s Ladies, we're going to be talking about BraveStarr, which is a toy line that ran in 1986, but a cartoon that ran in 1987. It gets messy. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the character of Judge J.B. McBride. What JB stands for? No one knows, but she was the judge, the one lawyer, counsel, legal counsel, and romantic interest for Marshall BraveStarr in the cartoon and supposed to be the toy line. A bit of trivia is that Judge JB was also voiced by Sue Blue, who is probably best known for playing RC in the Transformers movies and Season 3. And someone we'll be getting to. BraveStarr as a property is an odd duck. For one thing, the toy line came out a solid year before the cartoon did, when in fact Filmation, the makers of the cartoon, had sort of conceived of the villain Tex Hex years prior in a Ghostbusters cartoon, and built BraveStarr around the villain. Instead, the toys came out early, long before the cartoon ever did. You need to bear in mind too, this was after the big three had sort of established all the rules. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, they sort of said, when a cartoon comes out, the figures come out at the same time. They didn't necessarily do it, but they created the mold, and at this time, before Ninja Turtles came out, everyone was looking for the next big thing to sort of throw at the wall and get kids' attention, and parents' money. Since the toys came out so early and there was no cartoon to support it, kids weren't interested. We had a social contract. One supported the other. One legitimized the other. Could not have separate things. This is why Wheeled Warriors failed spectacularly. So although Mattel's toy line failed, Filmation was perfectly happy to release the cartoon as is and ran the thing for over a year, even creating a movie long after the dust had settled. This is all a shame because Mattel seemed to have a lot of faith in BraveStarr. They had Wave 2 at least tooled up. We saw some prototypes and catalogs, and of course, as always, the girl was waited until Wave 2, but it failed. It failed spectacularly, and of course we didn't get Judge JB as a result. The final verdict is, I have nothing in my hand, still, to this day, all these years later. There's been no real sign from Mattel that they're interested in BraveStarr. It's assumed that they still own it. There's been sort of talks about maybe backdooring BraveStarr into He-Man via their Classics collection, Origins, Masterverse, any line they've currently got going. That said, there are, let's say, third parties who are doing BraveStarr action figures. One is, of course, Ramen Toys, who are producing the Marshall, and there's also Dason Toys, who's doing, let's call them the Sheriff. They are not BraveStarr. They just might look a lot like him. That said, I've not seen Judge JB in either case, and frankly, that's just too bad. It's not like she was a huge character that I had a lot of attachment to, but she is, I'm always interested in the love interest, I'm always interested in, sort of the supporting cast more so than the heroes. So this is unfortunate, and it really boils down to, whoever creates the first Judge JB, they're getting my money. And that is the lowdown on Judge JB. There's not really a lot to talk about. We have one image, we have had nothing since, and nothing really in the pipeline. So we'll see in the future if she does make her way to toy form. Unfortunately, this is not one of those good news stories, but time will tell. So if you liked the video today, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time on MIA 80s Ladies. See you then.